questioning the integrity of the referee. Now, the difficulty is that if the referee said this, then the referee is the one that has the problem. If he didn't say it, then Luke Shaw is the one that has the problem. And we're into this area of ambiguity because it would have been perhaps wiser. And now we'll say, what do you want from the players? Emotional after the game, we put them in front of a camera and away they go. We want someone to say something. We don't want them to dial it in with it's a game of two halves gov, right? We want to hear something more substantial. But this is quite a challenging area because a referee has not awarded a penalty by accusation because he doesn't want to cause uproar irrespective of the fact that he thinks it's a penalty.
That's right.
That's ridiculous because if that's the case, then the referee isn't fit to referee. If it's not the case, then Luke Shaw has brought both himself and the referee right into the focus of what's going on during the course of a match. So it's questioning either one of them or both of their integrity, because it would have been wiser for him to have said nothing. But unfortunately, the genie is now out of the bottle. He has said something.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of half with Danny to some extent. I'm not, and I am. And the reasons why I am is because I think if this referee has said this, then the referee needs to have his mind focused and he needs to be the one in the spotlight. If he hasn't said it, then Luke Shaw is absolutely bringing the game into disrepute. But where does it go now? Because this is now, as I say, the genie's out of the bottle. The referee has had an allegation made against him that has to be answered.
Well, I tell you where it should go, Simon.
He said it.
For the avoidance of any doubt, the recordings on the pitch should be released to clear up any confusion, shouldn't they?
Well, given the nature of what's being said, if Luke Shaw is going to be charged with any offence besides being stupid for opening his mouth, then by definition, it's going to have to be supported and substantiated. Because if I'm in his case, if I'm in his shoes, and I'm going to be charged with bringing the game into disrepute, or any kind of it, I'm going to want this admissible.
Exactly.
And then you've got something far more challenging, because if Luke Shaw is right in what he said, then you've now got a referee right in the crosshairs of a big problem.
That's right. Danny, I mean, Simon's right, isn't he? For the avoidance of any doubt, the recording should be released. That clears the whole thing up.
100%, and Harry Maguire can be asked the question as well, because, you know, all of a sudden he's in a position where he's got to tell the truth of what he thought the referee said. I think context is missing. What I would say, and I'm not defending referees, because if he did say it in a serious moment and he's actually thinking out loud there and saying something that brings his integrity into question, then he deserves to be punished. But if it was a little bit after the event and he's kind of jokingly said something to Harry Maguire that's been passed on to Luke Shaw, we're missing context. You know, if a referee jokingly says, "Cool, imagine I give that, I'd be up for it tonight," you know, joke kind of having a little that thing
like a throwaway comment. Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to go all in on the referee till I heard it. But yeah, of course, to clear these things up, if there's evidence available, why wouldn't they use that? I think United's little bit of a retraction, if you like, that I haven't seen, but you're talking about they've tried to smother it a little bit.
This off
last night. Yeah, head it off at the pass. Yeah,
it's probably because what they don't want is a vendetta, if you like, or a siege mentality from the referees and officials against United, thinking, "Hold on, trying to stitch us up, we'll come for you." That's the.
I mean, nuance is everything, Danny. You're absolutely right, and we're in a situation where we want dialogue between players and referees because we're trying to build that bond again, so the referee doesn't look over here. You wanted that dynamic. Then Luke Shaw has just betrayed that dynamic by suggesting that the referee... He's advanced it in a phrase. Luke Shaw didn't nuance it. He made it a binary situation, right?
He did, yeah.
It's a false binary because you're putting forward a contextual situation, and so am I. But you look at it and say, the referee and the players want to get back to the day where the referee knew the player's name, they got the interaction without blurring the lines. Well, Luke Shaw just broke that model again, didn't he?
Yeah. Because
if you are saying, which you may well be right to say, contextually, we don't know that this could have been nuanced, then you've just lost a nuance. You've now brought the referee's integrity into question. Because if Luke Shaw had said, "I think I heard this, I may have got it wrong, but this is what I thought I heard," then he'd have put it in context. But he didn't. He made it binary. So now what has to come is an investigation, which is a ball ache for both of them.
And
who needs that?
Inadvertent or not, Simon, he still said it. What should happen to Luke Shaw? What's your second guess on that?
Well, if Luke Shaw is only repeating what was said on the pitch, what can happen to him?
Nothing.
Nothing. You've asked him a question. He's part of the players' and managers' responsibilities to interact with the paymasters, which is the media. You've asked him a question. If this referee said it, the bottle spins.
If the referee said it.
If the referee said it. If he didn't say it, then I'm sure you'll start seeing nuance about what he thought he heard.
Yeah. Let's put.
There's no way, Danny. We need the
Yeah,
recordings.
there's no way in the world that Luke Shaw has made that up out of thin air.
No.
Something has been said. And yes, the only way to clear it up is if the recording does exist. It may or may not. We'll have to wait and see on
But
that
it's
one.
bloody naughty, Danny, because if there is a context to it, and Luke Shaw has decided in the heat of the moment not to contextualise it, he's caused the problem by the very nature of it. Because there'll be a reason. We'll get the recordings, and it'll be contextual, like you say.
I think so.
But Luke Shaw will have created a whirlwind for no other reason than not contextualising his answer.
That's right.
And he has a responsibility to do that. Now, of course, you can't punish somebody for not putting something in context. He will say, I didn't get an opportunity to contextualise it. I was simply asked a question. I wasn't thinking about balancing it off. I was answering the question.
But the signs are there, Simon, with United moving last night to try and retract it.
Well, I think they were trying to give it context, trying to give it balance, and trying to take the heat out of it, because they obviously saw, boom, pile
Yeah.
up. They saw Lloyd King's reaction. They saw Graham Souness's reaction was, the hell's he just said?
Well, that's right. So Shaw did say the referee said no to the penalty because of the talk it would cause afterwards. So in the process of doing that, did he inadvertently call the integrity of the game into disrepute with those comments? And what should happen to him if he did do that? 08717 223344 81089. Monday morning, Jim, Simon and Danny live, talkSPORT.